Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Young.
Here.
Mayor Francis.
Here. Please join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance to
to
the
the
flag
flag
Of the United States of America and
of
to the
the
republic,
republic for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
liberty
and
and
justice
justice
for all.
Justice for all.
Thank you.
We doing it now?
And tonight I have proclamation. So hopefully I'm joined by our scouts.
Is it on the camera yet?
we go 1, 2, 3,
1, 2, 3, 4. I need,
4, 5.
got them?
Got him.
All right. So this proclamation
got 'em.
is for the hour of light. And we have with us tonight, I'm going to mess up the name, so bear with me. Cabreb?
Caleb Greco.
Caleb, they spelt it wrong. Caleb Greco, Chase Johnson, Nicholas Mazzoni, Sean Poland, and Aiden Young. I hope they're all with us. The proclamation is as follows. Whereas the strength and future of a community are reflected in the activities, successes, and accomplishments of its citizens. And whereas these young men of Cub Scout Pack 88 have earned the highest award in Cub Scouting, the Arrow of Light Award, by completing all the requirements outlined in the Boy Scouts outlined by Boy Scouts of America. And where they are outstanding young men who have been very active in their den meeting every challenge through hard work and determination. And where they have earned numerous merit badges, demonstrating their knowledge in a variety of subjects. They have also been attendees of Boy Scout troop meetings and Boy Scout oriented outdoor activities, enjoying exciting adventures in the world of nature and developing skills necessary to become good stewards of the environment. And whereas they have grown in knowledge, skills, and confidence, building a strong foundation for future accomplishments. Their sense of community involvement, concern for others sets them apart from the ordinary and inspires all of us. It is with great joy that I congratulate these young men and wish them much success throughout their Boy Scout journey. In witness thereof, I, Michael Francis, Mayor of Hopatcong, Borough of Hopatcong, do hereby proclaim, and each boy is going to get their own day in Hopatcong. It will be on the big electronic sign. So Caleb Greco Day is February 18th, 2021. And by the way, your proclamations, I'll make sure I get them to Jen so I can get them to you. They'll kind of look like, oh, this is not going to work. There, I got it, almost got it. There it is. Yeah, I love technology. But anyhow, they're very nice. And February 19th is Chase Johnson Day. And February 20th is Nicholas Mazzoni Day. And February 21st is Sean Poland Day. And February 22nd is Aiden Young Day. Thank you very much, and I congratulate you with all my heart. You know, scouting is very close to my heart because I think it's very important. And what you've done by doing this, taking your next step in the area of light is no ordinary thing. It makes you extraordinary in scouting. Not every scout does that. So it's very important for you to know that the borough and myself especially appreciate your efforts and wish you well in the future. And I want to be talking at your Eagle Scout celebration because I have a special talk for that, which I think you'll really like. But good luck. Thank you very much, and keep up your good work. You're very important to our town, and I'm looking forward to seeing you when we have cleanup day and when we have special needs. I know we can always count on our scouts, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, and Girl Scouts to come through for our town and be a big help when we need it. You're truly appreciated and respected. So thank you. Okay. And Jen?
Thank you.
Yes.
Congratulations, boys. That's great.
Congratulations, guys.
Way
Congratulations.
to go. Way to go. Good stuff.
It is good stuff. It's more important than you could possibly imagine, but we appreciate that. Every chance I get, I thank the Scouts. It's that very important. So thank you again. All right, committee reports. Dawn, you're up.
I don't have anything new to report this week, Mayor.
Wow, okay. Brad?
Sure. Ron's going to pull something up on the screen. Ron, you're muted.
Hey, Mayor.
Yeah.
We have, I think one of the Scout parents would like to speak.
Okay.
Miss Poland, you're up.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure that you guys totally understood that Councilwoman Johnson is our den leader for these 5 boys and has done a phenomenal job. So her connection to our town, just being a councilwoman, and to these kids, it really has made a huge impact. And I think it really shows her dedication to everything that goes on in this town. So I did just want to reach out and say thank you to Mrs. Johnson, and thank you to the council and to the mayor on behalf of all of the parents of these 5 boys. So thank you. We appreciate everything you guys do for us.
Thank you. Thank you. What Dawn does, what
Okay, Mayor.
Jennifer does.
We're good, Mike.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And so, Brad, go ahead.
Ron, can you pull up that picture on the screen? And
I don't know if we can.
Mayor, what I got up here is courtesy of the Lake Hopatcong Commission. And I just wanted to get out to the residents that we have pretty much a full cover of ice on the lake. And I think that there are some new residents may not be aware of the current restrictions and ordinance as it relates to operation of ice retardant systems that open up water to protect your dock and boathouse. And I'm just you'll be able to replay this on YouTube to see the description, but basically it's pretty simple. And when you operate an ice retardant system, you want to be aware that you should have a thermostat and a timer attached to it, just so you don't keep it running continuously and open up a good portion of the lake. And the danger there, of course, is like when we get a snow like tomorrow, you can cover up open water with just a thin layer of ice, and we don't want people going through that. So if you're out on the ice, be very careful. And Ron, that's good, just to show that part of it. The other thing I want to make our residents aware of is that they can learn all about green stormwater infrastructure and the basics of rain garden installations during an upcoming educational webinar presented by the Lake Hopatcong Foundation in partnership with the Lake Hopatcong Commission and Rutgers Cooperative Extension Water Resources Program. This webinar is free, and participants will have the opportunity to schedule a free 30-minute virtual technical session where they can work one-on-one with a Rutgers landscape architect to plan a customized rain garden for their property. 16 participants from Jefferson, Hopatcong, Mount Arlington, and Roxbury who reside within the Lake Hopatcong watershed will be eligible to receive a rebate up to $450 after installation of a rain garden and inspection by the Rutgers team. The webinar will be presented twice on Wednesday, March the 3rd at noon and at 7 p.m. You must register at lakehopatcongfoundation.org or go to their Facebook page. And that's it, Mike. Thank you much.
Thank you. Rich, you're up.
I just want to say congratulations to the Boy Scouts. They, you guys keep pushing forward. I'm an Eagle Scout myself. Keep pushing forward, getting all those merit badges and working on towards your Eagle. It really hits home, and it's going to give you a great base. Secondly, thanks to Jennifer and also all the moms and dads out there that help the Boy Scouts to keep pushing them along. I'll tell you, it isn't just the boys doing it, it's the families. And my hat's off to you. Congratulations, guys. That's great. Otherwise, it's 80 degrees and I have nothing else.
You poor guy. John, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, at the risk of being redundant, I too would like to congratulate the Scouts. And I'd also like to thank our Councilwoman Johnson. I was a Cub Scout and then a Boy Scout, didn't make Eagle Scout, but I still remember when I was a Cub Scout, I still remember my den leader, Gladys Kiefer, from down the street. And I'm sure if you got to talk to her in private, she would agree that we tormented the heck out of her. Which that's part of your job as a young Cub Scout. So again, congratulations and thank you. I just have a few very quick things from recreation. It was noted last meeting, and I just want to repeat it, that Hopatcong Day's date has been moved to September 18th, and two other events that we are planning, that are recreation events that we are planning. There's going to be a concert in the park at the gazebo in Maxim Glen, July 10th. That's a Saturday. And that Sunday, July 11th, we are planning on having Miss Hopatcong pageant. And the Warrior Youth Football Program is going to sponsor Miss Hopatcong again this year. Unless things change, those are the scheduled dates for those two events. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Ryan, you're up.
All right, I got a lot. I'll start with Chamber of Commerce. Every other week, the COVID briefing from Sussex County is going to be this Friday at 10 a.m. The annual celebration that's normally in person is going to be a virtual one, and that's Friday, February 26th. Up at the Sussex County MUA, the next paper shredding event is the 19th, which is on Friday, and the next sharps disposal event is March 4th. I too want to congratulate all 5 Arrow of Light recipients. It's a long, hard road. Having been den leader in PAC 88 and been in Jennifer Johnson's shoes, I know what it's like to go through it, and I'm so proud of those boys. And I'm so glad. I was just notified today that all 5 of them are coming over to my troop, Troop 88. And Jen, I welcome you to Troop 88. And it's going to be a nice reprieve. They didn't tell you this, but when you put the brown shirt on and you come up to Boy Scouts, you're no longer responsible for everything. They're in charge. So it's just coffee and health and safety. That's your only job. That's my only job. Make sure they don't kill each other or somebody else. And it's pretty basic. But I'm so glad to have 5 new members come up to the troop. It's a wonderful thing. They worked hard, and your efforts definitely show because they're quality scouts. I noticed also on our sign-up genius at the troop that they will be coming, at least a few of them, on the event this weekend. So I look forward to seeing all of them, if all of them come this weekend, on our snowshoeing trip up at High Point. That's going to be fun. Next, I'm going to switch over to something that's on the agenda tonight. I want to thank John Urson and John Rushke. They put their heads together along with Mayor Francis and myself. We looked at the stormwater ordinance that needed to be passed by the beginning of March. We're going to be having the first introduction of that today. We brought that more in line with the state code and what was required by the new ordinance that came down from the state regulations at NJAC 7:8. So we ironed all of that out. I know we looked at it first in December and we had to kick it into the new year. Well, it is the new year and we need to pass this thing so that we can have it implemented by March. So we're going to be having a first reading of that tonight, and then the first meeting in March, we will be hopefully approving it. So I just want to thank John Rushke and John Urson for their efforts on that and turning that around so quickly. The last thing I'm going to go over is Mayor Francis and several of the council members, Jennifer Johnson, Rich Schindler, and Brad, you're going to be invited to the next meeting that we have about the ambulance squad. We have been trying to meet with them. They are one of the 3 first responder groups that we have in town. When you include our police force and our fire department, our ambulance squad is a separate entity from the town, but we still rely on them for a lot of service in this town. And we're trying to figure out a way to get them the building that they tried to get approved and built in 2016. They still have plans. They were short on funds. So we're working with them to try to give them what they need to serve our town. Any kind of help any of the public would be able to give on this would certainly be appreciated. They have their annual fund drive. They need donations. But again, we're trying to figure out how to get them better facilities. They've been here for some time. And I want to give them our gratitude because they go on a lot of calls here in our town and they take care of a lot of people. And they deserve our appreciation. And with that, I'm going to sign off on the committee reports. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ryan. Jen, you're up.
Hi, I have a lot today. I wanted to congratulate my 5 new Boy Scouts in Troop 88. They are all moving over and I'm just so excited. I don't know yet if I'm going to be putting on that brown shirt though, Ryan. I'm not 100% sure. But you know, I wouldn't have been able to do it without my parents, and I'm just so grateful for the 4 boys' parents who were involved and helped me be able to help them move along. I've had all 5 of these boys for 5 years, which has been absolutely amazing. They started as Tigers and they crossed over together and earned their Arrow of Light, and I could not be more proud of them. They worked very, very hard over these last 5 years, as did the parents. So I have some committee reports from school. Schools, Hopatcong Borough schools have been switching back and forth from virtual to live sessions due to the weather. In the past, where bad weather would count as a snow day and have to be made up, we're now allowed to have virtual days instead of snow days, which is happening tomorrow. This has allowed us some flexibility and is appreciated, but there still will be an occasional snow day. About 30% of families are still choosing virtual as the means of instruction for their children. All of their students are invited to school daily for a 4-hour session. The district will hopefully return to full-time in the future, with the key being a return to code yellow, which will indicate lesser cases of the virus. The auction of the Hudson Maxim School resulted in a buyer and is subject to a title search to final the sale. The district should receive $1.2 million, $1.12 million. Numerous curriculum and pedagogical incentives are underway in the district in an attempt to better serve our students. Finally, the district is waiting to hear the amount of this year's cut in state aid. And federal funding is expected and will be used for student makeup sessions to recover from learning loss. For ambulance, Hopatcong Ambulance Squad is off to a strong start in 2021. So far this year, they have responded to 128 calls. Our 233 truck has been our 233 truck has been out of service for the past month as they look at options to get the head gaskets and manifold fixed. Many of the mechanical parts in this rig are now gummed up and it isn't allowing the truck to run well. It's about a $7,500 fix. They are now running monthly meetings on the 4th Tuesday of every month to keep members' skills sharp. On May 23rd, the ambulance squad will be hosting their first annual golf outing at Farmstead Golf and Country Club. The fee for the golf outing will be $150 per individual. To register, as well as more information, reach out to contact@hopatcongems.org or visit the Facebook page. The funds raised will go toward a new CPR mannequins and will pay forward to the community by hosting affordable CPR classes to the public. In regards to public relations, community CPR classes, they're hosting Coffee with a Cop. Right now, the date is to be determined since the officer is out. Council member Jen Johnson, as well as Mayor Mike Francis, met with the Hopatcong Ambulance Squad president to assess the building and see how poor shape the quarters are in. The squad captain Kai Cremando and First Lieutenant Rob Auer had met with Council member Ryan Smith to see where they were with the planning, building plans and permits. Also from the police committee, right now all is well within the PD. They have had a few officers come down with COVID, and through proper management, they were able to test everyone immediately, thanks to Megan, and isolate those infected without hindering their operation without further infection. I also spoke with Bob about the accreditation piece that we had spoken about at the last meeting. Without getting and reading into this, It basically states that the initial fee and all of the accompanying fees associated with becoming accredited by the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police would be paid for by the JIF up to $50,000. The accreditation is good for 3 years from the date of accreditation. The renewal fee for accreditation can cost up to $15,000. Chief Brennan budgeted for some of the major components of this process. They have expended $5,000 on the purchase of the server and software for the electronic system. The JIF is going to return that money to us. He also budgeted for the Rogers Group to come in, rewrite and update all the policies and procedures. These new policies and procedures would be placed into Power DMS, which is the electronic system. The amount currently in the budget for this is $28,000, a total of $33,000 already in the budget for the accreditation. The recommendation from the JIF liaison is to use the already budgeted money to pay for the accreditation renewal fees over the next few cycles. And what they have already with their existing funds, the police department would be able to renew their accreditation for 9 years using existing funds. So he said that if we ever have a question, give him a call and he'll clear it up. That's all.
Thank you, Jen. All right, Ron, administrative report.
Yeah, Mike, Mayor, I'll be brief. Hats off to the Scouts. It has been nothing but a pleasure being the administrator for the borough, helping these Scouts out, boys and girls, with any projects they've done. They've always come through. They've been very good about keeping up with things. They've been very professional. I enjoy them coming in and bringing in their applications, and they act a little nervous. So I get to play, get to mess with them a little bit. And I love the way they react. They're very good. They are a very good representation of the Borough of Hopatcong, without any doubt. Parents, along with everybody that's helped them, should be very proud. That being said, we're getting into another snow date tomorrow. I don't know if most of you knew that we got very low on salt. In fact, we ran out. And this was not just a Hopatcong Borough issue. This was a statewide issue. Salt is down as a percentage in the state. They're bringing it back up slowly. The ports got behind. The snow hit us hard. This last 30-inch snow we had hit us hard. And we've had a couple ice issues that really hit our salt bin. We got a delivery today. We're full. And we are very prepared for what is coming up for tomorrow. And the guys, I can't be more prouder than our DPW guys. They've worked very hard on our roads. It's been a hard winter. It's been a very different winter for us. We haven't seen one like this in a while. So it's been a lot of snow to manage. They spent the last couple of days clearing intersections and getting snow away from the intersections and storing it off site so that we have more clearer and safer intersections. So that's what they've been doing for the past couple of days. But we loaded up today. We're very ready for whatever, Mother Nature hands us tomorrow and Friday, and we'll move on. And Mayor, I know you want to update on our COVID issues in the borough, so I won't say anything about that. I'll leave that for your report. But updating everybody of the next measures that we're doing into COVID, well, I would appreciate your expertise on that. So with that, I'm done.
Is there a plan for garbage for tomorrow in case garbage can't be picked?
I think garbage is going to run normal, Councilman Jen. I don't think that 5 to 8 inches, after you've had 30 inches, 5 to 8 inches don't look like a lot. But if I get any update with that, we'll put it on Nixle as soon as we can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ron. I'll entertain a motion to open the meeting to the public.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
An opportunity is given to the public for commentary. Comments are limited to one comment of no more than 5 minutes. Okay, Ron, you got it.
Anybody with a comment, please go to your reactions button, hit a hand, and we'll recognize you. Mike, we have one. Amanda?
This is Amanda's father, Richard Bednarski. I spoke to you last week, to all you guys. I tried to set an appointment, first of all, with the mayor. I called a couple weeks ago, made an appointment, but never got a return on it. So I'm here at this meeting tonight just to, I guess, reiterate a couple of things. We originally talked to Pat Mason about this problem, and he referred us to saying we have to find out who owns the property. But we found out who owns the property, and it's the Borough of Hopatcong. Okay? Now, Ron, you're the chief administrative officer of this town, and I was hoping that you'd come help us on the situation, but nothing's being done. And John Urston keeps telling us, well, it's a done situation. Well, let me tell you, this house was behind a mountain and the water ran down the mountain. That is our problem. We would take care of that problem. But since you have this catch basin where you are funneling the water to come down your property onto my daughter's property, I mean, this is not nature. This is something that the town is causing the problem. And I can't see my daughter spending thousands of dollars where you say, well, that will fix the problem, which it won't. And why should my daughter, first of all, spend this money when the town of Hopatcong owns the property, owns that catch basin, and owns Fordham Trail, which is causing the water to come down the property of your property, causing flooding on Amanda's property. So I am tired of hearing John Urshan say, well, this is a done deal, we're not doing anything about it. Yes, you have to do something about it. You are causing the problem. I am tired of saying this, and I'm tired of John Urshan saying, well, it's a done deal, we're not doing anything. You have to do something because it's your water, your property, your street, and your catch basin, which is causing the flooding of 41 Adelphi Trail. So by you telling us, well, an engineer should figure this out, come look at the property, see where your water's flowing. You have two 8-inch or 10-inch pipes coming out of this catch basin, funneling from Fordham Trail down your property onto our property. So this is a problem where we were told we have to find out who the owner is. You are the owner. Owner, take care of this problem.
And
because we're getting tired of coming on here every day to talk about this nonsense where it's your issue. And like I said, I tried to talk to the mayor about this. I don't know, he's trying to avoid the situation, but I was very upset when I went to the town last week on a Friday. I said, look, I called him, I made an appointment with the mayor. I haven't heard anything. Well, you can call again and make another appointment. He's very busy. I'm right there in the office. I have to call to make an appointment? I don't think so. I should be able to do it right then and there. So I want to hear some results. And I don't want the nonsense where John Urshan says, well, we're not doing anything with this.
And
Mr. Ron Tappan, you are the administrator. You're supposed to look into this. And I want you to look into it and forget what John Urshan is saying. We're not going to do anything about it. It's your problem, not our problem. You are causing the problem on our property, my daughter's property.
Ron, when you came out in October with the engineer and with Jennifer Johnson, and basically the engineer, he spoke over me, didn't me talk, and he kept telling me about case law, and you guys were trying to come up with plans. And I remember you saying, between the two of you, oh, we could take the catch basin out. We'll take it out. So, because I know that if you have to address any situation with that catch basin, because it's not up to code, which I don't even know how you guys would even register it as to code, because you don't have any records of it even being installed. So why would it matter if it's up to code or not, number one? And number two, then just take it out and then repitch the road.
Repitch the road. And also, I'm sure you guys say, well, it's not your catch basin. You do maintain it. If it was clogged with leaves, you come and you clean the leaves. So you do maintain it. And if it was to fall apart, you'd be rebuilding it again.
And the phrasing of natural topography that the engineer used over and over. Yeah, there is natural topography formed on that land, but the root cause of it is not nature. It's the root cause of it is the catch basin with the two pipes coming out from years of flowing water onto your property, 39 Adelphi, and then into my property. I mean, 39 Adelphi gets flooded too. I mean, I'm sure that's why their sewer is their septic is leaking, but I'm not going to talk about that. It's not my property. But I know years ago their septic burst when Deborah, the previous owner, lived there at Adelphi. And she made a complaint. I don't know if it's in any records. I don't really care because that's previous, but
I'm sorry that your 5 minutes is up.
thank you.
More comments, Ron?
Yeah, Mara, you're on.
Okay. First, I'd like to congratulate the scouts and their parents. And as a former assistant den leader, I'd like to say good job, Councilwoman Johnson. And Governor Murphy mentioned that there's plans to send COVID-19 vaccines to community centers. And Councilwoman Dawn Roberts is the president of the Borough Health Department, director of the Community Wellness Center, and a nurse. CVS and Walgreens will be offering vaccinations, but if we should be offered an allotment of vaccine, will the borough offer vaccinations to those in need, for example, like seniors with limited mobility problems or our homebound seniors? Thank you.
More, Ron?
I don't see any, Mayor.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion to bring it back.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're back. John Urson, you're up.
Yeah, Mayor, I don't think there needs to be a lot of discussion. I understand the frustration, but it's essentially the same arguments being made over and over and over again. And I had previously said, that it was important that the borough communicate its position clearly so that the homeowner could, move on and take the next step. But there's nothing new being presented. There's no reason for further meetings. And I certainly don't want to sound unsympathetic at all to the situation, but there's nothing that I know of or that I've heard discussed or that is involved that would change the borough's position that the homeowner needs to address this.
Thank you. Response to Mara with the COVID vaccinations, it's we have no idea. I haven't heard anything from the governor's office to that effect as far as community centers go. For crying out loud, we can't even get enough vaccines at the major area for the county at the fairgrounds. I did speak to people at Walgreens. They have no idea when the state is going to release anything by way of vaccines. We're way behind on them. I'm a little disappointed that Sussex County, with about 150,000 people, get almost the least amount of vaccines throughout the counties to us. So, should we have that luxury, we'd be very happy to address it. But right now, they're not even in the distant future the idea that we're going to get vaccines offered to us. So, but we'll keep you posted. And I wish we had that opportunity, but realistically, we don't. All right, approval of minutes. I'll entertain a motion on the minutes.
I'll move the minutes as they're written.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Approval of bill list, resolution 2021-40.
Thank you, Mayor. Does anyone need anything discussed or anything removed? Not hearing or seeing any, Mayor, I'll move the bill list in its entirety.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Consent agenda. We have one attached, Val?
No, there's no consent agenda this evening.
We'll pass that. Ordinances is either introductions. Ordinance 1, 2021 refunding bond ordinance of the Borough of Hopatcong in the County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, the Borough, providing for the refunding of certain outstanding general obligation bonds, Series 2011 of the Borough, dated September 15, 2011, to provide debt service savings and authorizing the issuance not to exceed $1,550 aggregate principal amount of general obligation refunding bonds of the Borough to effect such refunding and appropriating the proceeds therefore.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson, Ms. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Hey, Mike, real quick on that refunding ordinance. Ron, if you could, before the next meeting, could you get an estimate of what the savings is going to be or the interest rate on that?
Absolutely, Rich. I'll get the
Thank you.
current rate and we'll look at what the market rate is, what the market rate is now, which is lower, but it changes daily.
Right.
But absolutely, it's lower than it is. So there's a potential savings there. We just don't know exactly yet.
Okay.
So this is a refi of a bond.
Got it. Yes.
Got it.
Ordinance 2, 2021, Stormwater Amendment, an ordinance of the Borough of Hopatcong, County of Sussex, replacing Article 9 of Chapter 242 of the Code of the Borough of Hopatcong regarding stormwater control.
So
So
moved.
moved.
I'll second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Ryan worked on this? Yes.
Ms. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Ordinance 3, 2021, auction of 16 Oklahoma Trail, Block 41001, Lot 43. An ordinance of the Borough of Hopatcong, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the sale of certain property owned by the borough and not required for public purposes, and more commonly known as 16 Oklahoma Trail, Block 41001, Lot 43.
So move it.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Third.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yeah.
Ms. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Ordinance 4, 2021, auction of 37 Madison Trail, Block 30203, Lot 2. An ordinance of the Borough of Hopatcong, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the sale of certain property owned by the borough and not required for public purposes, more commonly known as 37 Madison Trail, Block 30203, Lot 2.
So move it.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
There are no ordinances for our final hearing. Resolution 2021-41, authorization for a change order for 2019 road surfacing with Tilcon.
So move it.
Second.
Second.
Call the
Mr.
roll.
Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Abstain.
Ms. Roberts,
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a pain, just what is the change? Why is there a change order?
We're actually saving money. It's a reduction.
Okay.
The only reason why I'm abstaining, Dawn, is because I wasn't on council when it happened, so that's why I'm abstaining.
No,
So this is new.
my question was actually separate from that, Jennifer, no problem. I just wanted to.
Mayor, can I answer that for her? Can I answer that for her?
Yep.
Any construction contract, council that has any change up or down, because we approved an original contract at a specific amount not to exceed. If it goes down or if it goes up, has to be approved by resolution by the Borough Council that originally approved the resolution to award the contract. In this case, it's all good news. We didn't spend as much in paving, and the next one online, we didn't spend as much in line striping. So it's a savings in money, but we still have to approve it by resolution because it was awarded by resolution.
I'm all about saving money for the people. Yes.
Mr. Schindler,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young,
Yes.
Resolution 2021-42, authorizing for change order for 2019 road striping with Denville line painting.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Abstain.
Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Schindler.
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Old business, any? New business? No new business? Well, I don't have a lot to say really, but maybe. Again, I really love our scouts. It's always an enjoyable thing. And I watched them grow, and I've spoken at Arrow of Light things, and I've been to the same scouts, Eagle Scout. So it's really touching when you follow them through. And again, as Rich alluded to, you can't do it without the parents. So sometimes it's like herding cats, you know. So and the boys and also the girls are really innocent, but they're full of energy, and sometimes us adults don't have that energy. So Jennifer deserves a lot of credit for for her test of her sanity with the kids. But it's all worth it. It is really all worth it, and it does help our society. It does help our town. It gives our scouts a sense of values. It is really a moral compass, and that moral compass really comes from the parents and the adults that coach them and help them and give them the sage advice when they ask innocent questions that are really complicated. And it's up to us to help them understand it in a simple way without building prejudice and bias. And I think we do a pretty good job of that. Special thanks to the Scouts again and the Kiwanis, and also Kathy Millian. They had a food box pick up at the senior center, and the Scouts called me and said, we're going to have this, and we work with the Kiwanis, and well, it was actually Stuart that called me, and so we put our head together, and it was pretty successful, and we'll probably work with them again, and if we can be a venue to help them with that, we certainly will do that. And you know, we gotta remember that we have Dawn at our community center, and sometimes we don't have parades. Dawn doesn't carry on about what she does, but what she does is very important. There's many people in need, many people in crisis. We can't really talk about that much, but when they come to our community center, they really get the help, and they really get the support, and they really get the resources that they need to help them, you know, have a safe night, have a little food in their belly, and be able to give the baby a bottle. That's what Dawn does there all the time, and so I can say a little bit about it in general. I won't go into details, but thanks, Dawn. Our DPW, of course, is phenomenal. They were out there with the ice. They'll be out there tomorrow morning, and there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to do another excellent job. No doubt at all. COVID cases in Hopatcong as of today, we have 1,042. A week ago was 979. In 1 week, we went up 63 cases for our little town. I think that deserves some attention. I don't know what we can do about it, but just pay attention. That's all I can ask everybody to do. In the past few weeks, there were positive cases right in the borough with our borough employees. Since that time, most employees have been tested pretty quickly, actually. The Smithville building was thoroughly sanitized and disinfected. We brought in a commercial company that did that. They responded within a day. We've initiated preventive measures, and we put in place to protect our employees. We limit the amount of people circulating throughout the building. For example, if you want to pick up your mail, you don't come to the administrative office. They'll give it to you through the main office. So we really tried to minimize personal contact and still do business. So routine sanitizing and disinfecting measures have been put in place to ensure that our workplace is free from contamination. If you read the Star Ledger last Thursday, there were a couple of articles about the issue of decontaminating surfaces in buildings, but if you're interested, you could follow up on that. We've began using an electrostatic fogger throughout the borough buildings. We also bought one for the DPW that we do in borough vehicles. It's using a very effective disinfectant sanitizing solution. It's actually called hydrofluorous acid, OUS. It's really made by putting salt sea salt in water and electrolyzing it. It's called electrolyzed water. It's been around for many years. It's approved by the FDA. It's very safe to use. Actually, they use it a lot in the food industry, also in hospital operating rooms and dentists in particular. And it's 2 or 3 times more powerful than Clorox, if you could believe that. It's very, very effective. So we put that in place along with our UVC like we're using on a regular basis. So anything and everything we can possibly use with modern technology, I will personally make sure we put in effect in our borough to protect our employees. And so with that being said, we also bought an ATP meter. Now, for those, this is kind of what I'm familiar with in the business that I work for. An ATP meter, it's got a big long name, but it's called ATP. You actually take a sterile swab, you swab a surface, you put it in this meter, it tells you the amount of concentration. And the reason I got that is because we do all these cleaning measures, and I asked myself, how clean is it? So now we can measure it. It's not in, we should be in within the next week, but like I say, any and all technology we can use, we will use to protect our property and our people. Now these measures, they're in place. It's the responsibility of every person to protect our work in our respective areas. Be careful of your surroundings and the people you're exposed to. Wear your mask, wash your hands frequently, and above all, avoid areas of contact, which means I can't tell you what you do in your social life, but damn it, don't bring it back into town hall if you're careless. I don't know how else to put it. It's well known that I don't know of any case that's reported of coronavirus that someone got by touching a surface. You can check that out. You can check it out with the New England Journal of Medicine. You could check it out with the Star Ledger, but that's pretty much a pretty accurate statement. But even then, our workplace should be sanitary. It will be sanitary. But it's up to us. It's up to us people. It's person to person. You're not going to get coronavirus from your keyboard, but you certainly will get it from one of your co-workers who was careless. And I don't know how else I can put that to impress upon people our personal responsibility to protect ourselves and the people we work with. It's really, and it doesn't take much. It could take one incident where maybe we weren't careful as we should be, and we get affected, and all of a sudden you affected 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 8 people, and that's how this thing works, and that's how dangerous it is. I'm not one to scare people, but I'm one to impress upon people the importance of being careful, the importance of your personal responsibility to the people around you, including your family. I don't know how else to put it. I can't I can't fix carelessness, but it certainly will come back and bite us as it did. And so all I can do is remind people that we have taken steps that I don't know of any other organization that has implemented the steps that we've implemented, spent the amount of money we've spent, and impress upon you the importance of personal responsibility, because that's where it all comes back to. And there's no way that we can change that or avoid that. And I just implore people that I cannot overemphasize the importance of that. So let's just protect ourselves, our family, and the people that we work with. So that's all I have to say about that. And so just be careful out there. Thank you again to our scouts. I love them dearly, and I look forward to working some more with them. So I'll entertain a motion.
So
I'll
made.
make the motion.
Mike,
Yeah.
hey, Mike, could I make just one comment, please?
Sure.
Before we adjourn, I just want to give out a very personal thanks to all the council people that sent me messages. Please take this personal, because catching this is not what I signed up for. And please, please protect yourself, protect your family, because I would have much rather got the shot than what I went through in the last 10 days.
Yeah. So I kid you not with this stuff. I don't know how else to put it, and when it comes to, I said it the other day, and it's not politically correct, but we can't fix stupid, folks. We just can't. But we can tell people the facts. We can illustrate to them the importance and the responsibilities that they have to each other and to the people they work with. So please be careful. Do I have a motion?
Yep, I made it.
Second.
All in favor?
Third, aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Have a super evening. Be safe.
Be well, everyone.
Yes.
Night, be safe.